Thesis. Yes, American history matters far more to me now than it did at the beginning of the course because I understand how struggles over rights, reform, and democracy have shaped the everyday freedoms and protections I rely on today. To understand why American history matters more to me now, it helps to see how deeply people in the past fought to reform government conditions and society when conditions became unfair. As Mooney states in the textbook, reformers insisted that political machines made a mockery of representative government and infected cities with corruption. Mooney, 79. This supports my thesis because learning about these movements showed me that everyday people, not just presidents, pushed for honesty and fairness in government. Seeing how citizens challenged corruption helps me appreciate the democratic rights and protections I have today. This chapter explains how the rise of commercial mass culture in the late 19th century and early 20th centuries reshaped American society, especially through minstrel shows, vaudeville, amusement parks, and later radio. Mooney shows how entertainment in this era blended racism, class tensions, and new technology to create powerful cultural messages that reached millions of Americans. For example, Amos and Andy broadcast with the latest technology, but its context was drawn from a very old American tradition, the blackface minstrel show. Mooney 109. This demonstrates how modern media recycled racist stereotypes from earlier forms of entertainment and normalized audiences. Understanding this chapter matters because it reveals how mass culture shaped American beliefs about racism, gender, identity, and everyday life, helping explain the deeper social forces behind later movements, protest, and cultural change. World War I dramatically reshaped American attitudes, pushing the country from a position of proclaimed neutrality into a complex global conflict that challenged national identity, civil liberties, and democratic ideas. As Mooney explains, the United States initially insisted on remaining neutral in facts as well as action. Mooney 112. Yet mounting pressures, including unrestricted submarine warfare, economic ties to allies, and Zimmerman telegram gradually eroded this stance. This chapter shows how militarism, industrial warfare, and the massive mobilization of troops transformed the federal government's power and the expectations placed on American citizens. Propaganda campaigns, loyalty drives, and anti-immigrant sentiment intensified at home, revealing deep fears about national unity during wartime. Ultimately, Mooney illustrates how World War I marked a turning point in America's global role, laying the foundation for expanded federal authority, new forms of mass mobilization, and long-term debate over the balance between security and freedom. The economic and social transformation of the 1920s reveal how the struggles over reform, opportunity, and modernization shaped the everyday freedoms Americans experience today. The chapter shows how mass production, rising wages, and technological innovation reshaped daily life, most notably through the automobile. As Mooney stated, new consumer foods became more widely accessible during the 1920s. Mooney 141. This reflected how industrial efficiency and higher wages expanded personal independence and mobility. At the same time, the rise of consumer credit allowed ordinary families to access products from cars to appliances that once belonged to the wealthy, redefining and what economic opportunity looked like in the modern America. Yet the decade also exposed deep inequalities, especially for farmers and working class Americans, reminding us that prosperity is never evenly shared and reforms are necessary to protect fairness. Ultimately, this chapter helps me see how economic freedoms I enjoy today, mobility, consumer choice, higher living standards, emerged from earlier struggles over labor, production, and democracy, directly reinforcing why American history matters far more to me now. This course has helped me understand that American history matters to me more now because each chapter revealed how ordinary people shaped freedoms, rights, and protections I rely on today. Learning about reform movements, mass culture, global conflict, and economic change showed me that progress in America has never been automatic. People had to challenge corruption, demand fairness, and push for opportunities that future generations would depend on. Seeing how earlier struggles over democracy, equality, and everyday life shaped the world I live in now helps me appreciate the importance of staying informed and involved. Lastly, this course made me realize that the freedoms I use daily exist because people before me fought to create them, reinforcing why American history truly matters to me now.